DPWH, 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 DPWH.
Good afternoon again to everyone. We are now in the second part of our procurement activities for today. Pre-bidding activities for 9 civil works projects. So there are 9 in all. Before we will start our pre-bidding, may we know from our backsec the attendance. Please do the roll call and determine if we have a quorum or not.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Once again, good afternoon to everyone. Let us have the roll call. Please acknowledge when your name is called. From the Bids and Awards Committee, and in the absence of our chairperson, our vice chairperson is here with us, Engineer Rolando Torrida, and the members, Engineer Mario Natividad, Architect Emilio Abella, and joining us via video conference, we have Engineer Julian Castro Jr. And from the back technical working group, headed by Engineer Marjan Chris Gulia, and the members, Engineer Gilmar Vega, Engineer Kevin Bunao, Engineer Flordan Fernando, and Engineer Wilmalin Kulili. And from the back secretariat, headed by yours truly, Christian Ragirag, and the members, Mr. Michael Rebiado, Ms. Aisalab Oreña, Mr. Gilbert Concordia, Ms. Christine Sadam, and Ms. Carla May Espergal. Mr. Chair, with the majority of the members of the Bids and Awards Committee present for this pre-bid conference, we have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Ragirag. So again, we will start our pre-bid conference. We will first start with the number 1 project with contract ID number 24BC0057. Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of Santo Domingo Barangay Road in Piat, Cagayan, with an ABC of 9,900,000 pesos only, with a contract duration of 63 calendar days. May I request Engineer Kevin Bunao to give the brief description of the project and the different items of work involved, and also the equipment requirements for this project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. Contract ID 24BC0057. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of Santo Domingo Barangay Road, Piat, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000, with a project's duration of 63 calendar days. Major categories of work for the contract to be procured: roads construction PCCP with a net length of 838 meters. For the scope of work, earthworks, which includes embankment from barrow and roadways excavation, and subgrade preparation. For the sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course. For the surface course, gravel surface course and PCCP with a thickness of 0.28 meter. For the minimum equipment requirement, one payloader with a capacity of 1.5 cubic meter, one vibratory roller with a capacity of 10 metric tons, one backhoe, capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, one transit mixer with a capacity of 5 cubic feet, one water truck for capacity of 16,000 liters, one dump truck for 12 cubic yards, one motorized road grader, one skidder, one vibrator, one concrete saw, and one bar cutter. That's all, Mr. Chair. Meron, sir.
So are there any question or queries regarding this project? So if there is none, we will now proceed to the next project with contract ID number 24BC 0058, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, construction of multipurpose building, RHU, at Claveria, Cagayan. With an ABC of 9,800,000 pesos only and a contract duration of 297 calendar days. May I request Engineer Marjen Gulya to give the brief description and the different items of work involved in this project?
Mr. Chair, for this contract ID 24BC 0058, the major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame 1 to 5 stories for 3-story. And the scope of works includes in this project earthworks, concrete works, and reinforcing steel for wall footing, slab on fill, stairs
Christmas party you.
from ground floor to third floor, and stair on fill, columns for second floor to roof deck, and column beams, second floor to roof deck floor, suspended slab for second floor to roof deck floor. Also included is masonry works for stair on fill, and ground floor to second floor. Fabricated materials, the doors and windows for ground floor to second floor. Plumbing works, sewer line works, and water line works for ground floor, and electrical works for ground floor. The minimum equipment requirement: one transit mixer, capacity of 5 to 6 cubic yard, one plate compactor, one concrete vibrator, one pumpcrete, one bar cutter, one bar bender, one bagger mixer, one welding machine, and one cutting outfit. That's all, Mr. Chair. 297 calendar days. Yes, sir.
Floor area, sir.
Floor area siguro. RHU Claveria, sir. Continuation.
Are there any question or queries with regards to this project?
Three, sir.
Ah? Stories, pero ano siya?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0059, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Rehabilitation of Santo Niño Multipurpose Building, Municipal Hall, Santo Niño, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 9,900,000 only. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories for 1-story building. And for the scope of work, includes earthworks, reinforced concrete works. And for earthworks, includes structure excavation, embankment from structure excavation, gravel fill. And for reinforced concrete works, structural concrete, footing and slab on fill, structural concrete class A, reinforcing steel deform grade 40, and reinforcing steel deform grade 60, formworks and false works, with a total contract duration of 163 calendar days. And the minimum equipment requirement: 1 plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar bender 25 mm maximum rebar, bar cutter, backhoe, and dump truck. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Kulili. Are there any question? Bakit yung sa slab on fill, ano kaya kung hindi ba na-design na kung dapat ma-design na parang suspended slab din sana? Lalo na kung yung fill mo ay 1 meter. Ha? Walang 1 meter? Kasi yung mga ganyan na slab on fill, hindi mo rin maatin yung 100% compaction eh. Baka 80% lang yung compaction niya. Dapat pagka ganyan, ma-design na lang na suspended slab.
Yung system na correlation, mga process na.
Although slab on fill, pero dapat yung design na suspended slab sana. para maiwasan yung may mga settlement. Okay, we will now proceed to the next project with contract ID number 24BC0060, Convergence and Special Support Program, construction improvement of access roads leading to declared tourism destinations, Tourism Road Infrastructure Program, Abulog, Ballesteros, Bayview, Boulevard, including access road leading to beach resorts in Ballesteros, Cagayan, with an approved budget for the contract of 14,700,000 pesos only, and a contract duration of 141 calendar days. May I request Engineer Fernando to give the brief description and explain the different items of work and the equipment requirement for this project?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID 24BC0060, the contract name is Convergence and Special Support Program, construction improvement of access roads leading to declared tourism destinations, Tourism Road Infrastructure Program, Trip Abulog, Ballesteros, Bayview, Boulevard, including access road leading to beach resorts, Ballesteros again. The approved budget for the contract is 14,700,000 pesos only. The major categories of work for the contract to be procured: roads, construction PCCP with a length of 245 meters or 490 lane meters. The similar major categories of work: roads rehabilitation PCCP and road construction tunnel PCCP. The scope of this contract includes, there are two civil works for this contract. The civil works includes earthworks and surface courses, and the civil works 2, the second civil works includes foundation fill and the slope protection. The minimum equipment requirement: one backhoe with a capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, bar cutter, cargo or service truck with a capacity of 9 to 10 metric ton, concrete vibrator, concrete screeder, dump truck, motorized road grader, one bagger mixer, payloader, transit mixer, vibratory roller, and water truck. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Give the brief description and the different item of work involved in this project.
Mr. Chair, for 24BC0061, the major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories, 4 to story. And the scope of work for this project: unglazed tiles, decorative stones, and electrical works including air conditioning system. And for the minimum equipment requirement, this is only minor tools, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair. Uh, electrical works, decorative stones, and unglazed tiles. Yung provisional sum, ano ito, sir? Lasam. Lasam. Ay, provisional sum for the
Pero yung upuan nila, di ba? Yung kaya sa
Okay, let's now proceed to the next project with contract ID number 24BC0062, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, construction of Warat Multipurpose Building in Piat, Cagayan, with an approved budget for the contract of 4,900,000 pesos and a contract duration of 134 calendar days. May I request Engineer Kulili to give the brief description of this project and the different items of work?
For contract ID number 24BC0062, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, construction of Warat Multipurpose Building, Piat, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000 pesos only. In the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories for 1-story building. And the scope for this contract includes earthworks, reinforced concrete works, and finishing. For earthwork, structure excavation, embankment from barrow, and gravel fill. For reinforced concrete works, structural concrete footing and slab on fill, structural concrete reinforcing steel, grade 40 and grade 60. And for finishing, fabricated metal roofing accessory, ridge roll, flashing, and pre-painted metal sheet, rib type, long span, above 0.427 mm thick, steel painting works, metal structure accessories, bolt, turnbuckle, sagrads, cross bracing, steel plates, structural steel, trusses, and purlins. And for the minimum equipment requirement, 1 plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, 1 welding machine, 1 truck-mounted crane, backhoe, and dump truck, with a total project duration of 134 calendar days. That's all, sir.
Thank you, Engineer Kulili. Emil, yung Warat, saan banda dun sa kwan? Meron na dating kwanto, existing column? Construction of... Pero may ano siya eh. Metal structure eh. Yung roofing.
Hindi yung sa ano, sir? Yung dati? Yung kay OCT? Oo, yung pinangalan kay OCP.
Ako ko yung
Kasi wala naman siya.
New construction o baka dala di existing na column na?
sabi ni Gilbert buo. Bago. Kaya may excavation,
Oo. Hindi yung dati yan.
Wala pang kwan.
sabi naman
Yung roofing material.
Meron, sir, kasali.
isang game wala.
Walang sabi.
Yung sa office sa process. Pero kompleto yung poste.
Hindi to
Sabi
yung...
may bago to? May
Yung dati, sir, yung nakapangalan kay OCP, ano lang yun eh. Di ba, poste lang yun, sir, dati. Tawaran.
contribution niya sa anak.
Continuation niya.
Sabi siguro sabi.
Ay, oo, Villare. Oo, Villare pala. Oo. Warat.
Noong mamunta sa loob. Oo, ito lang kakaroon. Sa Villare, meron na talaga.
Oo. Yun yung naisip ko, Villare pala.
Ang kasama mo, yung nasa Minana.
Saan sa Warat?
Yun ang
Ay, oo, sa Minana.
Let's now proceed to the next project. With contract item number given from now to give the brief description of the project and deliver item number 4 as well as the required equipment required.
For contract ID 24BC0063, Convergence and Spatial Support Program, Construction Improvement of Access Roads leading to declared tourism destinations, Tourism Road Infrastructure Program, Abulug Ballesteros, BV Boulevard, including access road leading to beach resorts, Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 19,600,000. For the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, roads construction PCCP with a net length of 347 meters with a project duration of 165 calendar days. For the scope of work, there are two components of the project for the PCCP and for the slope protection. For the PCCP, earthworks includes surplus common excavation and embankment from barrow. Sub-base and base course for the aggregate sub-base course. PCCP with a thickness of 0.15 meters and 0.23 meters. And miscellaneous structures includes curb and gutter and sidewalk for the slope protection, earthworks for the foundation fill, and concrete slope protection for the drainage and slope protection structures. For the minimum equipment requirement, one backhoe with a capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, one bar cutter, one cargo service truck, one concrete vibrator, one skidder, one dump truck with a capacity of 12 cubic yards, one motorized road grader, one bagger mixer, one payloader with a capacity of 1.5 cubic meters, one transit mixer with a capacity of 5 cubic feet per minute, one vibratory roller with a capacity of 10 metric tons, and one water truck with a capacity of 16,000 liters. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, let's proceed to the next with contract ID number 24BC0064, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings Facilities to support social services, completion of multipurpose building, municipal building at Santa Praxedes, Cagayan, with an approved budget for the contract of 9,800,000 pesos and a contract duration of 147 calendar days. May I request Engineer Vega to give the brief description of the project and the different items of work involved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next project is for contract ID 24BC0064, the Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Completion of Multipurpose Building, Municipal Building, Santa Praxedes, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 9,800,000 pesos. The major categories of works for the contract to be procured is buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete. This project is a two-story building. The total project duration for the contract is 147 calendar days. The scope of works for the contract is earthworks, the removal of structures, structure excavation, embankment from barrow and gravel fill. Plain and reinforced concrete works will include the footing, slab on fill, the structural concrete, the RSB, form works. Next is the finishing and other civil works, which includes the CHB, the cement plaster finish, the railing, painting works, the sewer line works, storm drainage and downspout, cold water lines, plumbing fixtures, septic vaults, and electrical works. And the last scope of work is the mechanical, which include the air conditioning. The minimum equipment required for this contract is 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 welding machine, 1 cutting outfit, 1 backhoe, 1 dump truck, 1 transit mixer, and 1 vibrator, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair.
To give the brief description of the project and explain the different items of work together with the different requirements for the project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The last project is the 24BC0065. The contract name is the Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Flood Management Program, Construction, Maintenance of Flood Mitigation Structures and Drainage System, Construction of Seawall along the shoreline of Ballesteros, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 49 million pesos. The major categories of works for the contract to be procured is flood control, construction, shore protection. The dimension of this project is 260 linear meter. 260, Mr. Chair. The Total contract duration for this contract is 188 calendar days. The scope of works for this contract is the surplus common excavation, gravel fill, and embankment from barrow, the concrete slope protection, the driven of steel sheet pile, and hexapad. The minimum equipment requirement for this contract is 2 backhoe, 1 payloader, 1 bar cutter, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 crawler crane, 1 bagger mixer, 1 plate compactor, 1 vibratory loader, 1 vibro hammer, 1 water truck, 1 welding machine, and 2 service truck. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, as I've said a while ago, we will have a pre-bid conference for 6 projects under CY 2023 tomorrow, December 12, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's all, sir.
DPWH, DPWH.